We don't have time for an intro. We can't waste time. We're just gonna get straight into the video.
Wasting time by doing this?
Yeah, but why don't you just get right into the video?
No. Well, I think it's sweet you all telling people what's going on like this.
Thank you.
Oh, I see. You're just being lazy.
No, it's not like that. I'm not being lazy.
Yeah. No. Whose side are you even on here? What is going on with you? No, it's not. Come on, just let me do what I have to do. What is that?
What is that?
Mortal Kombat 1 is right around the corner. People are hyped, and rightly so. It's a brand new fighting game and a new IP, which is super rare these days considering all the giants that already take up the market. And even more excitingly, it's by NetherRealm Studios, who are already known for awesome fighting games like Injustice and Mortal Kombat. Wait, so to make sure I can milk it while it's fresh, I thought now would be a good time to break down the animations in these games, really crack into it, just... That was pretty good, hey? Pretty appropriate considering the topic of this video. And for clarification, this video will be specifically focused on Mortal Kombat 11. Let me reassure you, I'm not going to be talking about a single boring thing in this video. I'm not going to be bringing up fatal blows or fatalities. No, don't worry about that. We're going to be talking about pure frame data. No, that's a lie as well. Liar. I am going to be going over the fascinating restrictions in place when animating moves in a fighting game, go over how NetherRealm overcomes these, and I'll also be going over how they fall short in some places. And then, because of my overflowing hubris and ego that will inevitably lead to my horrific downfall, I'm gonna try and recreate some of the combos in Blender, you know? Overhaul a little bit, improve some moves, cut some cake. And yeah, maybe there will be some haters who say, ooh, this was done by a AAA studio, how do you think you can do any better? Well, stick around, maybe, find out. Prick. I'm sorry. And animating anything is hard, even with no specific beats to meet. I still struggle to make characters walk around without looking like Walter Jr. after his mother sings him happy birthday. I'm about to go. But these animations are far from having no restrictions. Let's break that down.
Let it out!
The animations for the startup, attack, and then 3 different follow-throughs for if the attack hits, misses, or is blocked, all have different exact frame data counts that the animations need to meet. That's 5 restrictions that need to be adhered to down to the exact frame for every move in the damn game. The attacks should also clearly show if they're going to hit from low, mid, high, or overhead, because this directly affects how one will block or avoid the attack. And then of course, on top of all that, the animations still need to be nice to look at. And there might be even more that I'm overlooking here because I'm no savvy game dev, I'm just a little old artist.
Fucking woman non-stop and using them for my benefit.
And then to give myself a first-hand idea, I recreated this Baraka combo with Blender. No mocap needed when you're the GOAT. Like me. I'm the GOAT. And yeah, who would have guessed? Animating with all these extra restrictions was a right pain in the ass. Like I've already said, animating is already difficult in the first place, so doing this is like committing self-fellatio with a hedgehog in your lap, which, yeah, might sound bad, but trust me, it's worse for the hedgehog. I find animation in fighting games to be more fascinating than it is in any other genre. Because of how tightly interwoven it is with the balance of the game. For example, in an FPS, if you need to balance a gun, you just adjust the damage or the accuracy. But these are just number changes that happen underneath the hood. Buffs and nerfs in fighting games can come down to just changing the amount of frames in an animation. Isn't that cool to think about? Think about it a little bit. We'll get your mind off the hedgehog. And I have this conspiracy, I call it the style over balance equation. It's basically the idea that oftentimes the fan favorite characters with more effort and care potentially put into the animations will end up higher on tier lists. Maybe I'm just being a little paranoid, but I feel like the evidence is there. But I think NetherRealm did a masterful job with this game. The animations look amazing for the most part, and the combos are not only nice to pull off, but they're also great to watch. Which has been the whole point of this video. It's been about animation, please keep up. And while yes, I may have had my crazy conspiracies about some characters being stronger than others, the game is still very balanced, and no character I'd say is completely unviable. But, notice how I said for the most part. With this game, the animations look amazing for the most part.
I can smoke stogies in my house.
Some of the attacks and the combos in this game just kind of fell flat. And while I can't say for sure, I do have a couple of guesses as to why. It's just my inner detective coming out. First off, after making hundreds of animations for 37 different playable characters, It's understandable that some might end up a little bit uninspired. Ugh. What was that? So yes, but except actually no. It's not understandable when you have an entire team of animators who are doing this exact one thing for a living. But then on the other hand, that actually leads well into my next point. Apparently the team working on this game went through some pretty horrendous time crunch, which could, understandably, lower the quality of the final product. And lastly, I think the fact that they used mocap might have narrowed their view as to what they could actually accomplish with their animations. And the combo I think best exemplifies all of this is this Baraka combo. Isn't that crazy? Yeah! Wow! So now's the part where I actually do a little bit of work myself. Let's see if I can overhaul this animation while adhering to the necessary restrictions. First, to make it more meaningful and not so nondescript, I looked up some fighting styles that I found were similar to how Baraka fights in the game. And obviously those were very useful references. Secondly, I completely disregarded the anatomical structure of the human body in the places where I thought it could make the animations look better. This is usually a pretty common animation technique, but it's very rare in Mortal Kombat 11. Like I said, this could be due to an over-reliance on mocap footage, but the animation still could have been refined afterwards. Enough of that, here's my final result and a comparison to the original combo. And now, credit where it's due, even just doing this one animation was crazy time consuming, so I understand why maybe this much effort wasn't put into every single one in the game. The fact that they have something so big that also looks so good is it's incredible. And the new one looks like it's gonna blow all of this out of the water. So, props to NetherRealm, for real. Man, any video on a positive note like that? With no monsters, no crazy things happening? I don't know what's happening to me. I used to be legit. In fact, I was too legit. I was too legit to quit. But now, I'm not legit. I'm unlegit. For that reason, I must quit. Stay sweet.